So let's give a warm welcome to the amazing Miss Artheeta Sarker. She's not just your regular English teacher, folks. She's dynamic, super fun, and totally believes in keeping it real with her students. With killer computer and communication skills, she's all about learning through life. So, Ms. Sarkar, it's truly an honor to have you here with us today at Inspiring Educators. Thank you for taking the time to join us and share your incredible journey and insight. Okay, I've always loved hearing stories, the stories people have to share. And according to me, teachers have some of the best, funniest, and happiest stories. And I'm super excited to have this chance to share your stories today. So, Artheeta, to start off our conversation, could you tell us a little about yourself? Like, where did you grow up? What are your hobbies? And how has life been treating you so far?
Okay, thank you so much, Mischelle, for having me here. I mean, it was absolutely unexpected. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. Well, I'm born and brought up in West Bengal in Kolkata, and I did my graduation. Till graduation I did over there, and then I moved on to Varanasi to do my masters. Then I moved on to doing my B.Ed from Christ in Bangalore, and now I'm continuing, in Bangalore doing teaching in a school. So the trajectory, if you see, I have moved from place to place, and that's something I love doing. I've met so many people, and yeah, and currently it's been like 3 years that I'm working, and it's been fun. I mean, I wouldn't say it's all easy, but then yeah, it's been quite up and down, but it's fun.
That's great. I mean, like the fact that you moved to at least 2, 3 cities before you settle down right now in Bangalore, it must really contribute to how you manage your class, like the experience with different people.
Yeah, it definitely did. I have stayed with so many people at different phases in my life. Like, I've had so many roommates, and all from different states. Like some vegetarian, some non-vegetarian, to, like being a non-vegetarian, to put up with somebody who is vegetarian and does not even like, being with a non-vegetarian. That itself, have been a struggle. But then somehow, you bring in that balance, and things did work out fine. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, Artheeta, can you share with us the story of how you realized that teaching is your calling?
Well, so this also came up from, when I was in my hostel in Varanasi. So I had 2 roommates who were, quite younger to me. Like I was doing my masters and they were doing their bachelors. And very luckily, the 2 roommates that I shared my room with, they were also doing English. So since I had already passed that, bachelor's phase, and I was doing my master's, so I could help them a lot with their, studies and with clearing concepts to them. And before every exam, they used to come up to me, Didi, ye samjha do na, Didi, wo samjha do na. And, when I would explain things to them, I really felt that it's from there. It's nothing like, I have had this dream while, I was young and all, like a kid, that I want to become a teacher. It was never like that. Like while I was explaining to them, or, breaking down concepts, starting from the history of literature to bringing it to the modern literature, that's when I realized that this is something that I am good at, and this is something that I can be doing. But also I had this thing at the back of my mind that I can't deal with, smaller kids. That's not my cup of tea. No. And then I thought a lot. And then I also was like, let me try, teaching college students. Then I also thought for that I have to do, NET and PhD. And I was done with studying as well. So I did my master's. I was already doing my master's. I was like, how much more should I study? So then I thought about, thinking about school, and I started thinking about school and targeting the higher grade students like 8th, 9th, 10th. And that's when I thought that, yeah, I can give this a chance. And later I also saw, other people in the hostel coming down to my room and asking me, Didi, aapne usko samjhaya, to aap mujhe bhi samjha do. That's how, they ignited that in me. And that's how it, it all came out. So that's when I thought, okay, fine, let me try for B.Ed. I went ahead doing my B.Ed. And then I had my internship phase. And that internship journey, I loved my internship journey, and that was like, I hit the nail that this is what I want to do, and that's it. Then I'm settled in my career now.
That's fantastic. I mean, like, when you talk about your journey, I can see how much it impacted you. Like, you smile when you say, yes, this is what I want to do. Like, it's amazing because I can feel that energy and I love it. It's great.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, in your journey as a teacher, I'm sure you've encountered challenges along the way. Like, can you recall a specific moment when you struggled being a teacher and perhaps even question your decision to become a teacher?
Yeah, there has been many, like with regard to classroom management, like I wouldn't say that that's still the best in me. Like concept wise, everything is there, like making question paper, making lesson plan, transacting lessons in the class, all that is on point. But when it comes to classroom management, oh my God. And also, like you're young, like I am young. So students also take you as a friend. Like there are teachers with just one stare, one glare, and they are settled in the class. But with me, I have to tell 100 times, okay, now settle down. It's okay. Now let's study for at least half an hour, then 10 minutes. I'll give you all to chat, do your own work. So classroom management is a struggle. Like I am like a COVID batch teacher, so to say. Like I started my career when it was the peak of COVID. It was online that I had started. Like I got placed, but then when it was time to go to school, it was the COVID breakout and I started online. And then when I went back to school, the first year, like there were not many students. It was online, offline. But the next year, it was crazy. Like 42 students in a classroom and all screaming, jumping, shouting, doing everything possible. And with me, like my voice was like just this much and it just vanished in the air. So classroom management has been a struggle, and that's when I have really considered, like at times I just should switch to something else, maybe online tutoring, online classes or something of the sort. But later I somehow, like this is my second year now with my students. Like 2 years kind of went in online education, 1 year of madness in school. This is the second year of madness, but now I have a better grip over the students.
I mean, like, I absolutely hear you, and I'm sure a lot of teachers, at least a lot of new teachers who came out during the COVID season, might most probably struggle through the same thing because you were used to the online format of classroom, and now when you're right in front of them, it's totally different. Right.
Correct, yeah.
Really, thank you for sharing that with us so honestly. I'd like to add here that at Suraasa, we have the privilege to engage with hundreds of teachers every day and provide them with the support that they need. I mean, we actively acknowledge these struggles, and truth be told, our team of more than like 150 people are continuously and tirelessly working towards addressing these challenges. And we want to create meaningful solutions for teachers. So we absolutely hear you and we are here for you.
Thank you. I mean, so many things, like there is a module in PGCTL, like, classroom management, where you engage the students with different questions and games. So those have helped also, like, to be very honest, it's not possible to apply those always. But sometimes in class, when I see that, okay, fine, I go into the class and I engage them with an activity, they're making noise, but they're making meaningful noise. So that has helped. And that is something that I've learned from my classes in Suraasa.
Oh, that is great to know, because my next question to you was going to be like, how did you come across Suraasa? Like, what has your experience with Suraasa as a PGCTL learner been? And what motivated you to join the program?
To be very honest, when I joined the program, I had chosen Saturday, and alternate Saturdays we have school. So like school gets over at 2:45, Suraasa starts at 3.
Okay.
3 to 7. So it was maddening. I sometimes would just absolutely lose it, and I would just, I of course couldn't turn on my video, and I would send a message on Zoom to the professor saying that kindly allow me an hour and a half to turn on my video. And it was so exhausting, so draining. But then I would constantly keep listening to what was happening in the class and taking screenshot of the content, because I knew I would need that to do my assignments later. So, but certain things, to be very honest, like which I done in my B.Ed. B.Ed was about getting it, like all the practical knowledge. Then you walk into school and somewhere you are not able to link. But when I did my Suraasa course, I was able to link like that theory that I had learned with the practical thing that I was doing in school, and again connecting with the theory that I'm learning from Suraasa. It all bridged together, and then whatever I learned and whatever I was doing was making more sense to me. So and also teaching strategies, teaching methods, these terminologies were very vague to me. Like now that I have learned those in Suraasa, like the various types of teaching strategies and the various types of teaching methods, like they are two distinct things, we cannot confuse the two, helps me in my lesson plan. So that is something, in spite of working in school and in spite of doing lesson plan, that part was not very clear. Now that I do my lesson plan, it is more technical. And like I was saying, like I just mentioned, like activities, having different activities. I learned about so many new apps from Suraasa, like I never used to use those. Now those apps, those activities, those games, I use those in class, and I really do see the difference. Now I'm not saying that, once again, it's not possible to apply everything. So, but like certain things, even if it is just once in a while, it makes a difference. And honestly, I had come across Suraasa through Instagram. Like I was just, I've always been interested in trying for jobs abroad. Now that I know that this is my career path, so I've always been interested in trying for jobs in Dubai specifically. So I was just like normally surfing jobs in Dubai, teaching jobs in Dubai, and this and that. And one fine day I happened to come across Suraasa on Instagram. And then I reached out for a mentor call and mentor session, and then they took me through how it is going to be. So, and I have finished, all my assignments, but I did get 2 jobs as well, but due to very personal reasons, I declined that. But yeah, Suraasa did keep up to the promise of, giving you, that job, and also taking you through the course. So yeah.
That's great to know that you got those offers, though you had to decline it for whatever reason maybe. But I'm glad to know that our team was able to meet your expectations, be delivered. So kudos to our team for that. So you mentioned that you've always wanted to work in Dubai. Why Dubai though?
There is a very personal reason behind it, actually. So when I was doing my B.Ed in Christ, I don't mind sharing. When I was doing my B.Ed in, there's this school that came, and I did apply for that school, and things did work out till quite a great extent. But then COVID happened.
Okay.
So things just stopped. So, and I was very, disheartened by that. So I have stuck on to that dream of mine to work in Dubai. So that's why Dubai.
That's nice. That's nice. I mean, we have to stick on to like a goal, and then we're gonna reach there, and then we go for the next goal, right? That's always how it works.
Yeah. True. Correct.
So I also want to know, like, how do you feel? Do you feel that there is a difference between how you were a teacher before you started your PGCDL course with Suraasa and after you started the course? What is the difference that you see?
Yeah, like I was just mentioning. So now that I do my lesson plans, I do it with more, I do it with better understanding and with using more technical terms, like which earlier used to be a very flatly written lesson plan, but now I have specific terminologies in my lesson plan, the ones that I have from Suraasa, Then interview also, we had 2 mock interviews. Now also when I'm doing my interview with other schools, like if even if I apply somewhere else, or the 2 interviews that I had through Suraasa of the 2 Dubai schools, I could use like specific terms so that like the interviewer can question me accordingly. So like I kind of answer in such a way that I know that like next question can be this, or this can give me more like advantage because I've used more technical terms. So yeah, so this entire thing has made me more confident first, in using like technical terms, and also like I was saying, in classroom to deal with my students better, and also to like some places flex my knowledge better.
That's why I love the part where you said that during your interviews also, when you answer a question with a technical term, what's the next question that's going to come up. Like, that's a superpower that I would love, like being able to see the question coming before it actually comes. And that's amazing that after joining Suraasa, you're also able to do that as well. That's really great.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, International Yoga Day is coming up on the 21st of June, and I thought maybe you and I could have like a small competition if you're up for the challenge. What do you say?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
Okay, so it's an absolutely simple challenge. You and I are gonna chant Om, and we're gonna see who can hold our Oms for the longest.
All right. Okay. Okay. Fine.
All right.
I'll be fun.
So okay, I'll do the counter. So 1, 2, 3. Om. Okay, I can't. I just can't. No. It's hard for me to even like hold my breath underwater for too long. So I don't think I can go on long with the Om.
I mean, I can't go along, but then this is something that we do. Like, since I do yoga regularly, so I end, like, the yoga session ends with Om chant.
Oh,
so even that's not too good, but then yeah, I mean, even I would have given up. 2 seconds more, I would have given up myself.
I guess I made it easy then.
Right.
I mean, that's fantastic. So you practice yoga on a regular basis. Like, how do you find time to practice yoga? Like, I'm sure as a teacher, you have a busy schedule.
Yeah, so see, like, like from morning 7:30 that I'm out, I come back around. My school ends at different times on different days. So by the time I come back, it's like 4 o'clock, or sometimes 5 o'clock. So then my yoga class starts at 8. And I keep that 1 hour specifically for my, like sanity, my well-being, my mental well-being, and my physical well-being as well. And sometimes when I've finished my yoga, it's from 8 to 8:45, 9. And sometimes my flatmate used to tell me, "You're glowing now." I'm like, huh. At the end of the day, when people are going to sleep, that's when my glow comes out, because I'm all rejuvenated and fresh now, like just out of my yoga sesh. So yeah, I mean, I do find that time, like, at least 4 to 5 days a week, I keep that time for myself for an yoga class. And I've made it a part of my life, because it actually gives me that strength. And like, I mean, nowadays life is such that you eat a lot of junk and you're up and about, but there is no physical activity. Going to the gym is not a possibility. I mean, I know how lazy I am, that I'll never land up there. I mean, the days I don't have my yoga class, I don't do anything. So at least that yoga class gives me that push. Okay, now join this. Join, you have the link, you've paid for it, now you should join to do it. Yeah.
That's good. That's wonderful. I mean, going back to what you said about doing yoga for mental peace. So I don't practice yoga regularly. Actually, I don't practice it at all right now. But when I was a teenager, because I used to go to summer camp, as part of the daily program, we had an auntie who used to teach us yoga. I think she was like maybe in her early 50s or something, but she was so flexible, so healthy. And the one thing that I took away from that experience was, again, like you said, the importance of just shutting down and meditating for a while. Like, I understand what you're saying about the mental peace, because it's not easy with the technology that we have, like the constant distraction, to just cut off and just be able to meditate for 1 minute without hearing voices in your head.
Yeah,
So
right.
I have,
And it gives you that strength, and that, like it relaxes your mind also.
that's so good. I mean, like it's so great to know like how yoga is benefiting both of us in maybe different ways. It's amazing. Like the same thing that we might be doing is giving us both different effects. That's great. Okay, so since you know the benefits of yoga, you are experiencing it on a regular basis. Like, what are your thoughts on having regular yoga sessions for teachers in school? Do you think that's something that would be good?
It's definitely good. Now, see, it depends from, like a person's lifestyle to lifestyle. Like, I have that time, I can, like, since I have been doing it for the past 2.5 years now, and also this thing is there in my mind that I eat so much, so I should work out also to keep myself in shape. So, it depends, but it gives me that strength, that mental peace also. Even if I'm not losing weight, I'm not putting it on also, it's stagnant, like it's in one place. So I think teachers, I mean, like, I wouldn't say should do yoga. It's again a personal perspective, but then it really helps. It helps, like it helps in calming your mind. It helps in a way that you're investing something in yourself, like, your well-being. And also, you need not be a fitness freak, but then, it helps you keep in shape as well. Like, and it gives that glow also sometimes, like my roommate says. So yeah, it's once again, like, like I was saying, it's personal perspective, but then it from my point of view, I would say that it helps a lot.
That's great. That's great to know. So now I'm going to shift our focus back to the classroom and classroom stories. Okay, so I adore little kids. I have a lot of nieces and nephews of a big family with lots of cousins. I like them. I love them. But I could never imagine putting them all in one room and having to, manage them for 8 hours in a day. It's not possible for me. I mean, a couple of hours, maybe, not 8 hours, but how do you manage that?
Like I deal with an age group who are like, like pretty matured. That's why I told you at the beginning that I never of, like teaching kids. Like if I get substitution also sometimes in grade 5, I just feel that, oh my God. I mean, they are quiet. They are more quiet than grade 8 or 9 students. They are grade 8 or 9 students. They are like monkeys. But then, like those grade 5, 6 students, they'll just cling on to you, come so close to you, and that creates a discomfort also somewhere. But the age group that I deal with, they are on their own. Like if you give them a work to do, they will do that very diligently. And also one thing that I play along with is I just tell them there is marks for this. So when I tell them there is marks for this, like even if it's a group of 40 students and you give them that thing that this will just get added to your internal marks, some marks, even if it doesn't, they will do that. So when they are engaged in something, you are at peace. It's when you don't give them something to do, they'll sit on top of it. So that's how I play it.
That's great to know. I mean, like that must be a secret superpower in the school, right? To manage the class.
Yeah, that is. I mean, even if you don't add, who is seeing that you're not adding it anywhere? It's just that you tell them that it's added.
That's great. That's great. So the next question I would like to ask you is, do you have any teachers who left a lasting impact on you while you were a student, while you were studying? We all have that one teacher, right? Who was your teacher?
Yeah. Like she was my English teacher when I was in grade 9, 10. Like she was Miss Reena Shukla. And I still remember her. She was so kind, so gentle, one of those most humble teachers. Like she wasn't, like as young, but then, but she was so good. She was so kind. I don't have words to explain how kind she was. And every time I did something, she would praise me. And once she told me, I was not too much into reading back then, and then she told me that, take reading as injection. You will not like it, but then it will do good to you. So, like that one thing that I remember so well. And when did she tell me this? Like, I had done something, there were some spelling mistakes, and I had done the correction also, and I'd taken it to her for, I was a very good student. So I would do all these corrections and take it back to the teacher again. Not with regard to maths and all, but subjects that I liked and the teachers that I liked, of course. And she corrected that, and one day she told me that, take reading as an injection. You will not like it, but then you should, like take it for your own benefit. So that created a lasting impact, and I still remember. And somewhere I also try to be like her, like, I know I can't be exactly like her, but then to be, like that gentle, humble teacher to whom students can reach out, not, like in spite of not scolding the students, also she had that nature where students would listen to her, respect her. So I try to, like be like her, because she always, like I always have her in my mind, like as an example.
That's amazing. That's a really nice story. So, did you get the chance to speak to her after you left school and tell her about the path that you've chosen for yourself?
After leaving school, yeah, a couple of us did go back to her house a couple of times, but not after I took up my career as a teacher. That chance I have not had to go back to her. Now, if I even if I go back, she will not remember me. She has left school, and yeah, we had visited her in her house, so I don't think she'll remember. And even if she does, I don't think she will remember it, and also I have that awkwardness in me to go back to her, but then yeah, I always have her in my thoughts.
But if you do get the chance to actually go and meet her,
definitely, if I get a chance, if I have my friends, like walking up alone, I'm not that confident in doing that. So if I get my friends, a group of friends, like a group of my batchmates, I would definitely like to go up to her and tell her that, yeah, you have been that, like inspiration, that person who I still have in my mind.
That's amazing. It touches my heart, and I'm already tearing up thinking, like, listening to your story. It's actually it's a blessing, I feel, that to be able to go back to your teacher and tell them that you've inspired me to take up this path. It's a good feeling for the teacher, and all I can say is it's an amazing feeling. I can imagine it, and I'm sure any teacher would feel overjoyed to hear one of their students say that.
Is that you have inspired me. I mean, if 10 years down the line my student comes up and tell me that you have inspired me, I would feel very happy.
That's amazing.
I do tell my students, like when I left my first school, I worked there only for 1 year. I told them that, see, to be very honest, I'm seeing y'all online and I might not remember y'all, but if you see me randomly anywhere on the road on any fine day, just walk up to me and say that, like, you have taught me, I've been your student, you might not remember, and I'll be very happy to know you in person.
That's so sweet of you to tell them, like, that's really nice. That's a sweet thing to say. Okay, so again, we're going to move on to a little more fun things now. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to have a small rapid fire session. All right, I'm going to ask you 10 quick questions, and you have to answer them quickly. Okay, you can't take time, like, as soon as, like, rapid fire, I'm going to ask you one question, you got to answer the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, I'm going to give you 120 seconds, okay, to answer them all. There are 10 questions. Okay, I'm going to set my timer. so that I can chime in. All right. So,
All right.
Artheeta, are you ready for some rapid fire fun?
Yeah, nervous, but yeah, let it happen.
Okay. Start. Okay. If not a teacher, what would you be?
I don't know.
Okay.
Artist. I love paint. So yeah, I would have been a painter,
Are you a coffee person or a tea person?
coffee person.
Okay. If you could have a superpower in the classroom, what would it be?
To make everybody silent for 10 minutes.
So what's the most important item in your bag as a teacher?
Important item, my water bottle.
Staying
Because after
hydrated.
so much of coffee, I need water.
All right. One word you would use to describe Suraasa.
Powerful.
Okay. If you could have a celebrity in your classroom, who would it be? It could be any celebrity, actor, sports person, author, fashion designer, maybe, or any celebrity that comes to your mind.
Virat Kohli, because all my students are Virat Kohli fans.
Okay. We've got 17 seconds left. The best teaching advice you've ever received.
Be friends with your students.
Okay. Funny nickname your students have given you or you have given to any of your students?
My students just call me Arthi, which has a very, like in Hindi, if you think, I just sometimes it boils my blood, like Arthi sounds bad, but then yeah, they just love calling me that.
Okay, but actually, 120 seconds is done, but I'm still going to continue asking the questions because we're on a roll here. Okay. A book every person should read.
It's Ikigai.
Oh, nice. I've heard of it, not read it yet though. How would you like your students to remember you?
Somebody who is fun-loving and who's very friendly.
Awesome! Woohoo, Aarti! I must admit, you nailed it. Though we did run out of time, okay, but I had fun with this rapid fire session.
I've not played rapid fire in like ages.
Hey, it puts you on the spot. You have to think so quickly. You're like, oh
yeah.
no, should I? Is it the right answer? I mean, there is no right or wrong answers here, but you're so worried about the right answer.
Correct. I mean, I remember playing rapid fire in school last, now with this rapid fire round, now that I'm trying to recollect when did I play rapid fire last, it was in school. That too, a friend had to coax out of me what birthday gift I wanted. And that's when that friend played rapid fire to find out what is it that I want.
Wow, that's very innovative. I should try that next time on my friends.
After that, I'm playing rapid fire and I've never played rapid fire in no.
We'll play this again next time. If we have a podcast, we're going to play this again with you.
Okay.
Sure. So now, before we end the podcast today, I'd like you to share a message with all the aspiring teachers out there. Like, what would you like to tell them and our youth on why they should pursue teaching?
See, to be very honest, it's a noble profession. Like, it is said that it's a noble profession, and it depends also, like place to place. Like, if you are in Bangalore, in a place like Bangalore where everything is like IT hub, people give more importance to that. But to also know that, like the students, the parents are always busy working and students have nowhere to go. So school is the place where they have fun, and teachers are the ones to whom they can go and share things. If you go to North, like it has been my personal observation, like if you go to North, their teachers are given a lot of respect than what it is over here. Like, teacher over there is like the boss. But over here, if you see in Bangalore, people are more into IT and they see the job of a teacher as, like a very, like not as great as theirs. But working here, I've felt that, like students really come up to you. They share their thoughts, they share their, like whatever, even if it is nonsense, they have you to share it with, because back home, they can't share it with their parents. Parents do not have that time to sit and listen to them. So, And also the very fact that you if you see, like, if you compare your salary with others, it's much lesser, but then also you are giving your time to a growing soul, and the love that you get back from them, the very fact that they wait for your class, and when you enter the class, they kind of greet you with so much happiness that gives you the entire energy for the day. And it's sometimes I feel that, to be very honest, that I could have done something else, like I could have done some other kind of work, like online tutoring or copywriting, or like, I'm not getting that exact term right now. But when I also think of this, I think that there are so many lovely souls that I'm meeting every day, and so much that I am transferring, the knowledge that I'm transferring, and also the fact that I'm teaching literature. There's so much to do with life, so much to learn from daily life, so much to connect with daily life. So it gives you joy only if you have the passion for it. It's like if somebody takes it only as a means of chalo theek hai, you'll get money out of it. It's not that. Of course you earn. Maybe sometimes you might feel dissatisfied when you see people around you earning so much more, but you also have a life with it. You also, like, you have the entire evening for yourself. It might be stereotypical thought, but then you get an entire vacation, you get paid vacation, you get an entire evening to yourself. You have so many lovely souls around you who loves you, who absolutely loves you. Anything happens, at least my students, they come back and tell what has happened. And also the very fact that like I have been inspired by somebody, I know I am also inspiring somebody to become something in the future, and that too a good human being at the end of the day. It's not about, I always tell my students that it doesn't matter how much score you're getting now, you will end up doing something in life, and something good. And your mental peace, your sanity matters much more than what you are earning today. So so that is where like it's something that I really believe, like for upcoming teachers or the teachers who are already there and who are walking on this path, I think everybody would believe that it's out of passion, it's out of love for this profession, and it's out of love for students that we are dealing with, that we are here. That's it.
That amazingly put. I love the part where you said that you are giving time to a growing soul. It's not just a person, it's a soul. So I can feel the love that you have for this profession. It really touches me when you talk about this. Like, I feel that you want to tear up, but at the same time you're like, no, I want to say what I have to say. And it's amazing. I can see the passion, I can see the love, and I'm sure everybody who sees this podcast is going to feel the same way. And
I hope
thank
so.
you for sharing that message with our aspiring teachers. Okay, so Artheeta, thank you so much for being such a wonderful guest on our podcast today. I had an absolute blast talking to you. I loved our rapid fire session. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for being such a sport and so entertaining throughout our conversation. Okay,
Thank you for bringing me on board. It was so unexpected, like when your mail came, I was like, what is this now? Oh my God. What do I have
I'm
to
glad
do?
you agreed to come on board.
Yeah, I was already in 70% mind that I cannot do this. I don't have the time after coming back from school, whatever time it is my time. I will not do this. But then when I went through your mail and I was like, okay, fine. And when I spoke to you, I was like, okay, fine, let me give it a try. And then I had to fall sick. And then I was like, okay, fine. Now today I have the entire day. I'm okay, fine. Never mind. Let me do this.
Well, I'm glad you chose to say yes to come on our podcast, because the passion that you are sharing, with which you're sharing your stories, it is going to transcend the screen and reach our viewers. And I love
Thank
that.
you so much for giving me this opportunity. Absolutely.
Awesome. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I have. Your continued support means the world to us. Let's capture this wonderful moment. Let's look at the camera and we're going to just say cheese. Okay? So, cheese. Awesome. Thank you so much, Artheeta. I'll see you again in another podcast, hopefully soon. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you.